and gentlemen, please welcome to the scale the former world title challenger, pretty boy Michael Zerafa. 71.16 kilograms, 71.16 for Michael Zerafa. And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent representing the famed boxing family from Sydney. With a hard-hitting record of 11 wins, no losses, 9 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the popular Southpaw battler, the undefeated and rising middleweight undefeated, the Butcher, Nikita Tszyu. 70.6 kilos, 70.6, a trim and ready, 70.6 for Nikita the Butcher Tszyu.
And ladies and gentlemen, before these two fighters do face off for the final time before tomorrow night, a question to each of them. Firstly, to Michael Zerafa, have a look around. What does this moment mean to you, Michael?
This is a huge moment. Just want to thank everyone that come out and support and showing their love. This is what Australia needs. It needs the two best going head to head, so thank you.
And your final words, your final thoughts about what's going to happen in this fight tomorrow night?
No, look, long as we go in healthy, come in healthy, that's all you can ask for. May the best man win. It's a long-awaited fight. We're finally here. God bless.
Michael Zerafa, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Nikita Tszyu. How are you feeling, Nikita, ahead of such an important fight in your career?
I mean, there's no more talking to be done. The weight's off. We're ready tomorrow night.
What are these people and the 10,000 there tomorrow night going to see?
You're going to witness one of the best Australian domestic bouts. Yeah, you're ready for a scrap.
Let's face them off. Nikita Tszyu and Michael Zerafa. It is bad blood. It is Nikita Tszyu and Michael Zerafa. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here at the weigh-in today. We will see you tomorrow night at the fights.
Well, that was quite something, wasn't it? Nikita Tszyu and Michael Zerafa saving the best for last. The next time they'll be standing opposite each other, it will be at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre tomorrow night. Sean Porter, Paul Malignaggi, the crew mails, Pete Vidal with me. Boy, oh boy, what did you see in that?
Listen, they had me cooled off. I didn't think anything was out. I look up and I'm like, whoa, what's happening? They're turning it on, and I love it. And turned on by the man you wanted to turn on by, you know? Michael Zerafa really showed up, I think, right here.
Yeah, the real Michael Zerafa started showing up when he first started doing the post-weigh interview. May the best man win. I got it. But then out of nowhere, I like how he switched it on suddenly. I tell you what, because you know the whole promotion and the whole career of Nikita Tszyu thus far, he's stepped up little by little. He's had some tough fights for a prospect. Don't get me wrong, but this is still a different level on paper, right? Zerafa's been to places that Nikita Tszyu aspires to go to. So it's almost like, all right, buddy. Been nice. Now we're about to fight tomorrow. Let me get in your face right now because it's been fun and games the whole time. Welcome to another level. Now it's time to welcome you to another level. And I think you're doing Nikita Tszyu off a little bit. By the end of the conversation, he was tapping Mike on the shoulder like, all right.
So do you still stand by your comments earlier about Zerafa's mindset?
Now I feel like it's a better fight. You know, I'll say that. Now it's a better fight. I feel like, you know what, that's the guy I wanted to see.
Let me remind you what Jimmy just said. An illustrious 14 years. I didn't even realize that myself. It's a long time.
But then sometimes it's too long. You know, I was wondering, all right, maybe it's been too long. Maybe, Michael might be a little bit used up a little bit. He got in there. I like how he switched it on all at once. It threw Nikita off a little bit. Like, you've had fun, you've had games, you've enjoyed it, right? Now it's another level. And now you only got 24 hours to think about it because I haven't played this game the whole time.
The whole time. I love it.
Well, let's bring Nikita into the conversation. I'll get your thoughts in a moment, Pete. Just talking about that intense face-off.
Yeah.
What did you see in that, Nikita?
He's got a bony ass forehead. That's all I noticed.
What did you just say?
He's got a bony forehead. So I got to aim for the chin.
How are you feeling, Nikita? Did you do the weight okay?
I get better as I goes. It was a little bit easier this time around because I didn't have to lose as much. My ears aren't popping as much because of the dehydration. So yeah, I'm kind of good.
We've finally seen a bit of spark from Zerafa. That's what we wanted to see all week, Nikita. Is that what you expected? He's tried to play this fake nice guy act, as you suggest. We've seen a bit of mongrel today. Is that a good thing?
I'm so happy that he's back. I'm so happy that I got to see that fire.
Someone just said that is the worst thing he could have did was just do that to you. Is that the truth?
Well, I think in the past in the times that he's been very nice and respectful, that's the times that he's been beaten. So I think the bad guy is his best attitude. But you can't fight fire with fire sometimes. Just get a bigger fire.
He's getting the best version of Mike Zerafa, what you want. That's the kind of victory that, for you, elevates you to another level. You want to get the best version of Mike Zerafa. You want to get the Mike Zerafa that's switched on.
Well, the magnitude of all this event, the pressure on him as well in his home country, I think it's going to bring the best out of him because this is going to be like a do or die moment for him. If he gets beaten by me, that's hard to come back from. I'm so young in my career, so he's definitely going to show up. He's focused. He's laser focused. I've seen the way he's been talking. He's treated this like it's a one last ride or die, and every one of my fights is a ride or die situation.
Nikita, do you feel you have to get him out early? Do you think the longer this fight goes, it plays into Michael's hands? Do you need to get him out early?
We're going by patience. I saw what your review that you said. It's all about not rushing things. I do tend to kind of just go for the shots, but I have been working on being a little bit more patient, being more disciplined. I've been working on a lot of new things in the time that I've had since my last couple fights. I'm very eager to show the improvements that I've been working on.
And are the improvements patience, or is that sort of a change of identity? You know, because there's also a bit of knowing what you are and knowing what you are not in the ring, and it's important to know what you are to get to your best performance. But it's also important to know what you are not. What kind of Nikita Tszyu are we looking at tomorrow night?
I think the two words I'll sum it up is patience and discipline. They're the two things that I've been practicing on. The holding on to the basics. The criticism that Sean gave me in my fight against Cohen was I started off kind of moving well, but I lacked the discipline and my hands went down, kind of fatigue came in and I kind of lost composure a bit. So we've been working a lot on just the discipline and composure of everything.
We'll let you go. We'll let you get out of this heat. Appreciate your time, Nikita. We'll see you tomorrow. Michael Zerafa will join us in just a moment, but I think you hit a really good point there. Is that the worst thing Zerafa could have done by bringing that bit of spark to Nikita, allowing him to flick that switch that we probably haven't seen up until just then, I think, flick that switch and go into butcher mode?
I think so because, at the end of the day, you know this is a fight that I'm supposed to win. This is my promotion. I'm the young guy. I'm the seller, all that kind of stuff. But you get turned on to this is going to be easy. It's been easy the whole way. We're going to get in the ring and it's going to be easy. Now it actually turns on your muscle memory to, oh yeah, I actually got to fight. I got to fight this guy off tomorrow night. So I think this probably might have not been the best thing for Zerafa to just really remind Nikita, hey, wake up, I'm here, you know?
How does he look to you? Do you think he may have done the weight a tiny bit tough? What do you think? How does he look?
Zerafa or Nikita?
Nikita.
I think, you know, it's a few extra pounds, right? He's usually a light middleweight, and the eliminator that they're talking about would be a light middleweight. So this is what, 157 pounds. So listen, he at this age, you're still filling in. In your 20s, you're going to continue to fill in and grow, and at least in a physical way up until your 30s. So I don't think it's ever easy to make weight. The extra pounds probably helped him, but it's still a struggle to make the weight. And you know, as long as you make it with enough energy the next day, you know, you'll be good.
Well, let's bring Michael Zerafa into the conversation. Mick, we just finally saw a bit of spark between you two.
Yeah, look, I like him, and there was nothing. He just had his hands in my face too many times in the lead-up, so I had to let him know that he couldn't do it this time.
Do you worry that now you've kind of flicked that switch for the butcher?
Nah, because my switch was flicked yesterday.
There it is.
That's what I was waiting for, Mike.
Yeah,
I was waiting for that chip on your shoulder.
100%. My switch flicks,
I was saying,
He was watching the interview of you.
well, no,
You made me mad. You made me mad.
Mike, because you know the best performances you come out with are when you have a chip on your shoulder. When you're a bit too nice, it's almost like you never get turned on fight night. And I was looking for that switch, and I'm hearing the interview after you weighed in, and I'm like, it's not there. And then all of a sudden, it was like you stepped on the gas and got in his face. And I said, now that's the Mike I wanted to see. Now I like what I'm looking at tomorrow night for the fight.
Appreciate that. Yeah, look, it's there. It's always been there. I just instead of wasting the energy in the lead up, you know, you bring it out when it's needed. And when he put his hands in my face, that was the last time before we see each other tomorrow. And I'm bringing havoc tomorrow. I promise you that.
What about Michael? A couple of years ago, you lost to Lara in your world title fight. You even said yourself you weren't ready on that night. That was your biggest fight ever, and you should have been ready. Why weren't you, and what do you learn from that?
Yeah, look, I kicked myself. I mean, Lara is one of my favourites, you know, but I just got so complacent because of I was the mandatory, but Danny Garcia was still pushing that fight, and I got put out 18 months. No excuse, but I got very complacent and mentally just drained. I was in a camp. It never got cancelled. It was always just getting pushed back. So it was March, then it was April, then it was just... So I was always just training, and I was just burnt out by the time I got there, and I kicked myself. I felt like I needed that, though. I didn't want it, but I needed it just to wake me up a little bit. But yeah, look, I've shared the ring with some greats and fallen short, and I've beaten some of them. But yeah, this is the time where we need to show people, because everyone thinks I'm 33 and done, but I still think the best of Michael Zerafa is yet to be seen.
What does Mike Zerafa do to win the fight tomorrow night? What brings home the victory?
I'll be super smart, super patient. He's tough, he's strong, but he makes mistakes.
I always talk about timing. It's either perfect timing for you or it's perfect timing for him. Obviously, you're going to stay here and you're going to tell us it's perfect timing for you, but tell us why.
Look, for me, this is that I told you so moment. You know, so many people have doubted me, so many people have been against me. You know, they hear that last name, and I give them credit. You know, it's not their fault that their dad was a superstar. Right. But I felt like it's helped them a lot to get where they've gotten. You know, 11 fights in, fighting Michael Zerafa. I don't know, if he was, you know, Nikita Smith, would it be happening? I don't know. But we're here. I have full respect for the both of them. Nikita, I've got respect, but tomorrow is purely business.
One more for me?
Yep.
Is tomorrow about a knockout, or is it just about beating a Tszyu?
It's just about having that green next to my name on BoxRec. You know, having one of the Tszyus on my resume is what it's about. And I the way I'm feeling now, I believe I'm going to get that.
Yeah,
Mick,
you were going to say that.
We'll let you go. Get hydrated.
Thank you.
All the best tomorrow. We'll see you then. Thanks to Michael Zerafa. We'll let him go. Good luck. Where do we sit now? I mean, we've heard from both men. We've seen that face-off. We flip-flopped in terms of how we think this fight's going to go, Paulie?
No, I mean, I see it a little bit more competitive now. It's still the sport of the young man, and very rarely does the old guy, you know, the role of the older veteran in these kind of fights is to sort of test the young man enough to take him to places where he hasn't been, but ultimately he falls short and the young man continues to elevate his career. I maybe wasn't seeing as competitive of a fight earlier. Now I see it maybe a little bit more competitive, but I still probably see Nikita pulling through in the end. But in a fight that I'm looking forward to watching now, as opposed to earlier I was like, I don't know, man. Is there any good fights on the undercard?
I selfishly root for the Tszyu. I've enjoyed coming over here and doing this with them, getting to know them, getting to see them.
Yesterday at the round table, you said Zerafa.
And I'm still going to say Zerafa, okay? That's my point, all right? This is the disclaimer.
Hey, let Shawnee speak.
Listen, I think this is perfect timing for Michael Zerafa. I just think that he needs this, and this is something that he probably has been looking for his whole career, and he knows that it's right here in front of him. I think he's going to win this fight.
Can I ask
Okay
you,
to change our mind, isn't it? Have you changed your mind?
Well, you asked me to change my mind. Look, when this fight was announced, I said Michael Zerafa wins. Just a few days ago, I said to you boys, Michael Zerafa wins. I got a bit nervous yesterday when Jeff Horn needled him. I didn't think he was engaged. But can I ask you boys, you know better than us about levels in boxing. Every big stage, Michael Zerafa has failed. Magomedov in Russia, Kell Brook in England, Peter Quillen in America, Lara in Vegas. What's going to be any different for Michael Zerafa? Because I think he's a better fighter. I think his best is better than Nikita's best right now. But has he got the mental game, boys, to win this fight?
You know, the thing about looking at one's best versus another best, it's subjective because Michael is a better textbook boxer. I don't think when you look at the qualities of Nikita Tszyu, you're going to look for the technique of his father, for example. He's not that kind of fighter. I think the fact that he's off of the fundamentals at times makes him effective because he's such a hard puncher. So an awkward puncher is dangerous because the timing is all messed up and you get caught with shots from awkward guys. Yeah. And yet when they're punchers, it makes it even more dangerous. And he's intense. He's got a winning mentality. With Zerafa, yeah, you look at him, you know, it's pretty. It's a pretty boy. He's got his hands up. He boxes well. It's the intensity there, though. You know, now I liked what I saw here. But I can't get out of my head what I've seen from Tszyu on video. He's just a roaring lion. Yeah. When you put the harder the fight gets, the more he ups his level in terms of intensity. At the end of the day, Zerafa's going to say what he wants to say, and you want to believe that. Yeah. But you've had a lot of battles in your day, and I don't know if you can pull it out and dig deep again in that locker to pull out that kind of intensity to overcome the intensity and the firepower of Nikita Tszyu.